Cabinet welcomed the launch of the 7th edition of the Development Indicators 2014 on the 20th of September, which has presented an update on the state of South Africa's development. The indicators create a better understanding of the impact of various government policies and service delivery initiatives on our country's development agenda. The indicators also promote a debate on the challenges that are being faced by our country and act as markers that help define the milestones in our journey of social change. They also serve as an inspiration for us to work together to achieve our long and medium-term goals as articulated in the National Development Plan, the NDP, Vision 2030, as well as our medium-term strategic framework. Cabinet also welcomed the appointment of 154 district magistrates in various magistrates' courts countrywide. Of significance is that 90 of them are women, who represent 59% of all appointed candidates. The fact that 141 of these magistrates are black and 13 are white will significantly improve the racial and gender transformation of our lower courts. These latest appointments follow the appointment of 57 regional magistrates on the 2nd of February this year, which brings the total of magistrates appointed this year alone to 211, which is unprecedented in our 20 years of our constitutional democracy. Cabinet also welcomed the placement of South Africa among the top 3 in the 2015 Open Budget Index, which is the world's only independent, comparable measure of budget transparency, participation, and oversight. This profiles our country as a global leader in budget transparency, and some of the reforms that our country has implemented between 2010 and 2015 included a new framework for strategic plans and annual performance plans, and our government's commitment to engage with civil society organizations to ensure increased participation in the budget process. Cabinet also welcomed the announcement that South Africa will take over as lead chair of the Open Government Partnership, the OGP, which is a multilateral initiative to secure concrete commitments from governments to promote transparency, empower citizens, fight corruption, and harness new technologies to strengthen governance. South Africa, Brazil, Indonesia, Mexico, Norway, Philippines, the United Kingdom, and the United States of America are the founding members of this initiative. During its tenure as lead chair, South Africa will undertake to raise the political profile of the OGP to ensure participation and accountability at the level of heads of states. Our country will also focus on mainstreaming the OGP in the international multilateral agenda of the United Nations General Assembly, in the Group of 20, as well as other international platforms. Some of the key decisions. Cabinet supports that South Africa must host the 2nd Commonwealth Conference on Youth Work in March 2016 on the request from the Commonwealth Secretariat. The Department of Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation will partner with the Commonwealth Secretariat, the University of South Africa, UNISA, and the National Youth Development Agency in arranging this conference. This conference is an investment in the development of our country's increasing youth population, and it will provide a platform to professionalize the development of youth workers and promote them as primary providers of services to the youth. Cabinet also approved the guidelines on good business practice for South African companies operating in Africa. These guidelines are a voluntary set of principles that are consistent with our laws and internationally recognized standards that promote responsible business conduct on the African continent. They provide a guiding framework for the South African companies to promote sustainable economic development in Africa. They also encourage South African companies to align their involvement and practices with government's integration and development objectives in Africa, and to build mutual confidence, trust, and benefit for the companies and the society in which they operate.